But if you want to kind of step up your orchid game, we've got Melodie McDanal here from Pike Nurseries to take us through some different varieties and also some unique things you can do with orchids. Good morning, Melodie. All right, you got a beautiful setup here and some things that I really haven't seen before. What do we have?
So next to you we have Oncidium Orchids. One of the reasons I really like these is you can see how many flower buds you get at a time. So they last a long time and they come in many different colors, reds, yellows, purples. There's even one that's a red, kind of chocolatey red that smells like chocolate.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
So Oncidiums are great and they're easy to take care of. Next to them here we've got a Dendrobium. You can see that has a different shape. It's got thicker leaves, so it's nice for a smaller arrangement. And then probably the most popular ones are the Phalaenopsis, and you can see a mini one here and a larger one here. You see them often in whites, but they're in purples and pinks too.
And those are usually what you think of when you just think of your basic orchid.
Absolutely.
And I mentioned them being easy to care for. What are some of the things that you do need to think about in terms of water, light, or just how to take care of them in general?
More often than not, when we see someone that comes in with an orchid that has problems, they're over caring for it. Okay. We think they need a lot of attention, and so you're giving them a little too much water. Put them in bright indirect light and water them only when they get dry to the touch, and sometimes that's as little as every 2 weeks.
Okay.
So when you bring them home, you're going to notice that orchids will either be in bark, planted in bark, or in soil, and it's an orchid soil. And the reason they're in bark is if you look closely at this one, you can see the aerial roots here. They are epiphytes, and what an epiphyte is kind of like Spanish moss. They grow in the crotch angles of trees naturally. And so that's why we have bark. They don't need a lot of soil that will keep these roots wet. And then when we plant it, we actually let those hang out. And they absorb moisture through the air. Now, if you want to do an arrangement, which I love to do these.
This is beautiful.
So you can have a mixed container with plants that have similar needs. They like humidity, so ferns are a great thing to put with them, and this is a beautiful Rex Begonia. But what I'll do in an arrangement like this is I'll actually just set the orchid in the arrangement, right in its pot.
In its pot, okay.
And that keeps it from getting too wet, so it's just in the bark and not in the soil with the rest. But also, when this one is finished blooming, you can pop it out, replace it with another one.
We often talk about thriller, filler, and spiller in containers like this. This would qualify as the thriller. Right?
Absolutely, that's so true.
It is beautiful. Do you have anything going on at Pike Nursery this week?
We do. I'm going to be teaching a series of classes from the 8th to the 12th at different locations, so check our website. And it's about growing and repotting orchids.
Okay, fantastic. Beautiful and easy. That's my perfect combination there. Thank you, Melodie.
Well, Fox's new show, Culinary Genius, is part competition and part cuisine show-off, and it's hosted by Samantha.